Record participants. Now, if you guys don't mind muting yourself just while we're doing the Zoom, and if you have any, like I said, I'll unmute you, or you can unmute yourself if you have questions or post them in the comments. But welcome to tonight. Thank you to Natasha for putting this together and asking me to do Zoom and being so patient, because it's been so busy this summer and working around my schedule. So thank you so much. My name is Christina Whiteley. I'm 35 years old. I live on Vancouver Island up in Canada. I started this business 3.5 years ago. It was March of 2016. My daughter was 3 weeks old. I was the person that rolled my eyes at skinny wraps for 2 years. I was like, you guys go eat healthy and go to the gym. Like, seriously, there's no magic wrap. Well, if I had known that that wrap wasn't a weight loss product and gotten out of my own way, and I had known that we had 50 other products that were non-GMO, hormone-free, plant-based, things that I actually truly believed in, I probably would have started this year or this 2 years prior to my skepticism, and I probably would have been a millionaire by now. So what I'm trying to tell you with that is that never give up on somebody. Like, never, always touch base. If you think they're going to be great, like if they stop responding to you, like, that's rude. Just don't worry about it. But if they're negative, get rid of them. But if there's somebody that you're like, wow, down the road, that person, like, I'm never giving up on that person, don't give up on them. Because 2 years later, after 6 different people asked me, I decided after having a baby that I was ready to get back into shape, lose the weight, right? Also to try the wraps, like, hello, tummy. Like, I needed those wraps badly, and I would try anything after having a baby. So I did. And what had happened a couple years prior is that Ryan and I were on a trip, and we had, our life was pretty good. We made pretty good money. I, was making about $100,000 a month about $100,000 a year in my business. But the cost of doing business was about $40,000 a year. So I was like, I want you to know that too, because I was only taking home 60 when I should have been taking home more, and I was doing all the work. I was exhausted, but the only way for me to make more money was for me to work more hours or specialize. So I specialized in weddings, and I made great money doing weddings. But the problem with that was I was working every single weekend from April to October. And you may think that I'm exaggerating, but I'm literally not exaggerating. Like, I worked every single weekend from April to October. So no summer for me. I finally, 7 years into being a hairstylist, started taking one weekend off, Labor Day weekend, so I could go to the Gorge with my friends to see Dave Matthews. But that was it. So we were on a vacation, Ryan and I, and he was a bartender. He was a career bartender, made great money, but his hours were crappy. He was working till 2:30 in the morning, 5 nights a week. We didn't go to bed together. We were on this vacation, sitting on the beach in Mexico. We'd taken 8 weeks off to drive all the way down the coast. And this young couple rocks up one day. And, I thought we had, like, I'm not going to lie, I thought we had it made. Like, we were really flexible. We were making pretty good money. We didn't know how we were going to get ahead. Mind you, we didn't know how we were going to pay off our mortgage and get ahead and do more, especially after having a baby. But we were pretty happy. But what happened was this couple walked up, and we started asking, like, what do you do for a living, and like all that kind of stuff, right? And they said, well, we work online. Little did I know the little pack that they handed me, the little sample pack, was a network marketing business. I didn't get it. I didn't know that it was the same thing that people were doing on the internet. Like, seriously, I could barely post on Facebook. Like, those were my skills before this business, okay? So fast forward 3 months before I gave birth, I had a really terrible shoulder injury, and I was unable to work. So I had to go off work. I had to go off work 3 months before I was ready to, which meant I would have to go back to work when Izzy was 8 weeks old, and I just wasn't okay with that. So I got over the whole birthing thing. And then I called my friend, and I said, I've seen you do great things. Like, I've watched you for the past year. She just so happened to earn one of those double good bonuses. So it was $100,000 bonus when she went presidential. And I was like, sign me up. Tell me what to do. Sign me up. What do I, just if this is my chance to be at home with my baby, if this is my chance to make $10,000 or $20,000 a month that I could never do as a hairstylist, I'm willing to give it a year. My husband thought I was nuts. He's like, this is your mat leave. Like, you need to just cool your jets, stay at home with the baby, relax. And I was like, I just can't. Like, if this is my one shot, I'm going to take it. And so he's like, I'm not going to talk you out of it. I know you well enough. I'm not going to talk you out of it. So he let me start the business. Not that he let me do anything, but you know what I mean? He was just like, okay, like whatever, crazy woman, hormonal. I'm not going to fight with you. And so I started the business, and within 6 weeks had incredible results with the wraps, the defining gel, and the greens. Like I literally looked like I didn't have a baby 6 weeks postpartum. And I was like, oh my God, I need to tell every woman out there about these products. Like I just have to tell them everything, because this instantly brought back my confidence. This instantly made me feel better. I felt better after post-pregnancy than I did ever before. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. So I realized really quickly that I could make some money doing this. I earned there's a $1,000 Ruby bonus I earned my first month. I got Ryan his $1,000 Ruby bonus the second month. I went Emerald the third month. I got him Emerald the fourth month. And then I went Diamond in my fifth month, which was a $5,000 bonus. In my sixth month, I went double diamond, and Ryan went diamond, and we earned 2 more $5,000 bonuses. But I had said 2 months in, I was like, if I could just make $2,000 a month, then I would only have to go back to work part-time or just do weddings. And I was like, okay, I can do that. I can do this. But 6 months in, I realized, before that, but I decided, actually I could probably make a full-time income. And my number was $5,000 a month. I needed to be a double diamond to close the salon, which I was working out of my home, and the on-site wedding business that I was running, and be able to do that. So at diamond and then double diamond that October, I was able to close the salon and start doing this full-time. Now, I want to tell you that was pretty risky, because I wasn't totally solid in my income, and income bounces around, ups and downs, like it's totally normal. But I was just so desperate to be at home and go all in and not have these other distractions. I also had my husband working, so we had some savings. We had a couple of vacation rentals. Like we had other streams of income. So I didn't quit my day job without having a backup plan. But I knew where I was going. I knew after I quit my job, I'm like, I'm going straight to ambassador. Now, it's 3.5 years later, and I have a picture on my wall that says coming soon, 2018, Ambassador Diamond. I'm not there yet. And that's okay, because things change. But my first year, I went triple diamond on my anniversary and earned a $50,000 bonus. And that was when my husband was able to leave his job and come home, and we're now a stay-at-home family, and we have been ever since. So we were able to sell our house in the city. We had the freedom to sell our house in the city. We bought our dream country house on almost 10 acres. We live like we're retired now. We're debt free. My husband is in the middle now that my daughter's a little bit older and doesn't need all the attention, and she's going into preschool. My husband has just started his own business, and we're working on that. But our lives have been dramatically changed by this business because we went all in, because we decided to go all in. And now, that is not doable for everyone in the beginning. And I actually said that to Ryan a couple of days ago. I said, I was really lucky with the timing of everything that I kind of geared down. People might think that that's a bit crazy because I started when Izzy was 3 weeks old, but I had a little bit more time than working full time. And my mother-in-law makes fun of me. She's like, when did you have time to build this business? And I was like, when I was breastfeeding, I was on my phone. Like, what else was I going to do? I don't know. All you do is breastfeed and sleep. So might as well. And so that's what I did. I was willing to sacrifice sleep and time, and I was willing to work hard because I saw what I had my hands on. From that triple diamond, for the next year, going to presidential, I lost rank 3 times. I bounced back and forth. I went to double, I went to triple, I was working my butt off, okay? It had nothing to do with me, but it had everything to do with the people that were coming in and people that were committed and not committed. Like, don't think that you're alone in this, that people are, you're like, my team just isn't working. My team just isn't working. No, dude, like, out of 25 people, one of those people is going to go Ruby. So you decide how quickly you want to enroll 25 distributors. And that could be somebody else that's enrolled under your 3 that you enroll this month. You have no idea. So the key to this, which we're going to talk about today, is falling in love with a day-to-day activity and realizing that if you just check off that list every day and you've compartmentalized and done that for the day, you do that day in, day out for 3.5 years and you'll be exactly where I am. Like, there's no secret. There's really, really no secret. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. You know, right now is a bit of a down with our volume, right? Right now, I don't know how many, can you guys drop, if you are a Ruby, a distributor or Ruby, can you drop a 1 in the chat? If you are Emerald or higher, can you drop a 2? Just so I kind of know who I'm talking to. But it's all going to ebb and flow, okay? Life is going to ebb and flow. The company's going to ebb and flow. I had the privilege of owning my own business before this, so I knew that business goes ups and downs. Like I would make $10,000 one month and $2,000 the next month. So it was kind of all over the place. Okay, that's awesome. So know that in the beginning of your business that you can bring in a couple of people and they may not work. They might not show up. They might not show up daily like you do. They just don't have enough information, or something in their life needs to shift for them to realize that this is the solution to so many problems, okay? So just be patient, be kind, and just make sure that everybody has a seat at the table. No matter what level they're at, it doesn't really matter, okay? So I want to get on to some of these questions. What's the #1 way you attract loyal customers and distributors? The #1 way that honestly, that's so easy for me, doing live videos. Honestly, it's doing live videos and it's providing value. It's learning a call to action and being able to show people that I'm not just here because I want to sell you something. I truly care about you, either living a healthier lifestyle, because when people start living a healthier lifestyle, not only do they have more energy, but they have more confidence and they have an ability to give back to their team and their community and their family in a different way. So I know that the base of a healthy, happy life is in their healthy lifestyle. So I give a lot of tips and tricks about health and wellness. I show people my lifestyle. The best thing that you can do for loyal customers is get your own results. Show your own results. Do you know how many people joined me in the beginning because they saw me postpartum, and then 6 weeks later? I had so many people because I could show them my personal results. So share other people's stories. If you don't have your own personal results yet, or you're on your own health journey, share that with people. Because believe it or not, you're inspiring people with everything that you do. There's a lot of people out there that don't have the confidence to post on social media or do a live video. And by the way, live videos, telling you, I was terrible at them when I started. Like really, really, really terrible, to the point that I had somebody reach out a few months ago and they're like, hey, I just caught one of your live videos. It's so much better. Like, I didn't think you were going to make it in the beginning. And I'm like, thank you so much for your feedback. Amazing. Because I'd literally walk around with a selfie stick and like make people dizzy. It was so bad. I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do. I'm sweaty now. It is what it is. I'm going to open this window. There we go. Okay. So live video has a bigger reach than posting. Posting is exposed to your friends. Live video is exposed to 7 generations on Facebook. So people that you're not even friends with can see that live video. When I'm talking about when I'm trying to attract distributors, I do the same thing. I tell my story, I tell about the benefits, I post about, our freedom lifestyle. Now, this may not be you right now, right? Like if you guys are just kind of starting on this journey, I shared everyone's story. I shared everyone's story. I shared my upline story. I shared, like, it doesn't matter if they're on your team, Cheyenne Knox, like Alyssa Wilburn, the Parkers, like find who you can relate to and share their story, share their story, share their story. Do live, get them on the phone or do a live video with them on Facebook. If you're scared to do a live video on your own, ask someone like myself, ask any of these, leaders to do a live video with you and interview them and share their story. Because when people see a story that they can resonate with, all of a sudden they believe that they can do it too. And that is what our job is. Our job is to show people, #1, that we're helping others. #2, to provide value and help improve other people's lives. But #3 is honestly just showing up and being yourself and being authentic and sharing stories that can relate and be relatable. You got to show them that they can do it too. It's as simple as that, okay? So I do live videos. All my posts, if you follow me, if you don't follow me, you're welcome to. All my posts, there's always, even when I'm posting about my family, it's always like, I am so grateful I have the time to do this. That's still a curiosity post. People are like, what the heck does she do that she has time to like go on vacation or go do this or whatever, right? It's still part of that. Right in the beginning, showing people that your fast start qualifying bonuses or your paycheck, that it paid for your gas that day. It paid for your phone bill. You can write off your phone bill, right? You can write off your internet bill. You can use all this to make more money. These are really important things that people might be looking for, right? Maybe they're struggling to pay their phone bill. Maybe they're struggling to pay for groceries. Maybe they're struggling to take their family on a vacation and this is their fun money, right? So it's talking about all of those things in a way that asks people to reach out. So when you do a live video, I always talk about something. Maybe it is, I did one the other day, 7 common challenges that female entrepreneurs come up against, right? But I'll always say, hey, if you want more information, shoot me a message. Hey, if you want some more helpful tips, shoot me a message. My job is to start conversations with people. So having curiosity posts are so, so, so important. And it's not necessarily, the biggest mistake people make in the beginning is trying to collapse time. They're trying to get the sale the moment somebody's interested. And that is the biggest mistake people make. What you should do is, as soon as somebody is interested, you start asking a series of questions to get to know them and figure out what product it is. Ask them questions that are going to give you an in for a product. Like, do you need more energy? Do you like coffee? Do you feel bloated and blah and yucky and brain fog? Like, oh, do you feel like you need a cleanse? Do you feel like you don't eat healthy? Asking questions like that and getting to know them and putting their needs first and then providing a solution is going to help you close the sale so much faster than you try to collapse time and then them start ignoring your messages. Jamie, I would totally do a live video with you. Reach out after this Zoom and I'll schedule one with you. No problem. I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any other questions here. Okay. I'm going to go in order. It's okay to go in order, Natasha? Okay, cool. The next question is, what's your top 5 daily income producing activities? Okay, I'm going to give you my 5, but I'm going to dovetail on them because these are my 5 that are non-negotiables. These are like, I will not go to bed at night without doing these. These are if something tragic happens in my family, I'm on vacation, like whatever it is, these are the 5 things that I can smash out in 30 minutes to 45 minutes that I know my job is done and I can live the rest of my day and be carefree and not feel like I have to work. So I call it, this is gonna be funny, 52, 10, 10, and 10. So I'm gonna write it down here so you can actually see what it looks like so that that'll trigger you and your memory. So that's what I call it. I add 50 people to my network every day, whether that's on Facebook or on Instagram. I add 50 people. A lot of the times it's because I've been creating or I've been an expert in groups. So I'd have a lot of people that maybe I did a curiosity post in a group, and you're welcome to ask me questions about this, but did a curiosity post in a group, all these comments, I'm giving people feedback, and then I'm adding those people as friends, okay? 2 quality posts a day. And I do 2 on Instagram and 2 on Facebook. Well, Instagram, I usually do 1, but I've been filling in with stories. I try and keep my stories up every day as well because people see those more often. But the 2, I try and do 1 live video. And the reason I try and do a live video under 10 minutes is because I do a 10-minute live video on Facebook. I save it before I post it, and then I repurpose it, upload it on IGTV, which is a separate app, but will come up in your Instagram profile. So I upload that video on IGTV with hashtags, and I also upload it on YouTube, which, by the way, has been very interesting to me because I've had a lot of emails off YouTube. Now that I've hit the 40 video mark on there, I've got a lot of people that reach out to me from YouTube. And so that's just me repurposing my videos in case Facebook or Instagram or anything goes down. I've got a place where my videos are kept, okay, so that I don't have to worry about those things. Because I did have Facebook go down in February, and I'm not trying to scare you, I just never got it back. So I had to start from scratch. And I do this because I think that you should be available on more than 1 platform. Now, the 10, 10, and 10, I reach out to 10 new people, never talked to them before, new people a day, asking them about the business. The way I reach out is, hey, I love your profile. I just came across your profile. This might be super strange, but you're positive, you're a go-getter. I love the message that you're putting out there. Your content's great. Do you keep your options open when it comes to making money, or have you ever considered another stream of income? If not, no worries. So I always give people an out so they don't feel like, oh, I can't answer her. I don't know what to say. I always give people an out, and I'm always like very open. I ask if they're open, because we all know that if we've messaged the wrong person that isn't open, you get a nasty message back. Sometimes I get a nasty message back. I totally do. I got one in the last week and I was like, oh, it sucked to wake up in your shoes. But like, that's just like, it just happens, okay? Because that's how people show up in life. They're negative. They are rude to servers. They're rude customers. They're out there looking to be offended. And you have to understand that when we're working online, we don't know who those people are until we message them and we get a nasty message back. So 10 new people a day. And I'm stressing new, because so many people are like, I'm talking to 50 people a day, but it's all the same people. That doesn't work, okay? So that's why I add 50 people a day, so I grow my network. So 10 new people a day, ask about the business. 10 new people a day, I ask about product. So whether I'm reaching out and asking directly about product because I'm following up from a post or a curiosity post or a video, or I'm offering a hat prize, whatever, I'm at 10 new people a day. Then I'm following up with 10 people. 10 people throughout the week that I've talked to, I'm following up with 10 people every single day. Okay, my goal is to get 5 new people on my hundreds list every single day. That's my goal. Whether it comes from a video, a post, they reach out to me, it's somebody that I reached out to, like my goal is 5 people a day. How do I train my new DTs? Well, that has changed over the years. So when I first started, I would like give people all my time and care and everything. And what I have learned is that you can't coach people that don't want it, okay? I work with people who communicate with me. I work with people who respond to my messages. I work with people who are asking good questions. I don't work with people that I have to chase. Like, it's not my job to make you successful at this business. It's your job. And I am here and I'm a wealth of knowledge and resources. And I'm totally open, like Natasha asked me, I'm totally open to doing Zooms. I'm totally open to coaching. But I'm not open when you don't meet me halfway. And when you talk and 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 talk a big game and you do nothing, I don't have time. I do not have time. I love my family. They deserve my time. Somebody that's going to waste my time like that, I do not pour into, and I'm just totally honest about that. I just don't. So training new distributors, we have a team page. Natasha, you guys are with April, right? Is that right? Are you on the April's team? Whose team are you? I don't even know who. Where'd you come from? Hold on, just.
OC's team?
Oh,
Goal Diggers?
Yeah, awesome. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have units set up. So like I have a hat training in an album. I have what to do when you get started. Like this might be something that you want to put into play, Natasha, for your team. It's a smaller team. Like I have my big team page, which is a bit chaotic. And then I have the smaller groups that basically answer questions. Here's the deal. You want to be duplicatable. You don't want to spend hours of time one-on-one. You want to answer one question with one video. How to sign a loyal customer is about a 3-minute video that I have posted in an album. So all I have to do is tag them in that album and they go through the steps, right? We want to make a system in play so that it's duplicatable for everybody. So if they come in with zero knowledge, they're going to come in and be like, oh, I just have to plug my team into this. So really easy. That's something I can totally talk to you about after. The other thing that I do is we usually do a newbie Zoom. We're doing it weekly. And in the summer, not so much because people are busy, but I like to do it weekly or at least bi-weekly. And I hop on, I show them their website, where their events are shown on their website, which is right at the top. You can see all the events. You can see the live videos that Cami and Kinsey and Pam are doing. You can see try-its. You can see, and so I'm like, you need to get to an event. You need to get to an event in your area, because when people are around people like us and they see other success stories, that changes the game. So I always try and get people to events right away. I teach them how to enroll a customer. Like, this is how you go to your eSuite. This is how you sign in. This is how you can enroll a customer. This is how they can enroll themselves step by step. And then I show them how to plug into our system. So once that's done, I take them, and we also have a customer care group, and we also have like a training for them, so that they, like, for the new distributors, so that we can just simply tag them in something. I'm sure you guys have a welcome video or a training video or something that you can tag them in. But again, if I tag them in a 6 or 10-minute welcome video and they come back asking me questions that I know are in that video and they haven't taken the time to watch it, I refer them back to the video. I'm like, well, when you watch the video, you'll find how to enroll a customer. When you watch the video, here's an idea on how to enroll. If people are like, I don't know how to post, do a video for your leadership. Do a video on how to post and what your profile should look like, so that you're not constantly repeating yourself and wasting time. Because some people are going to take off, some people are going to run with it. The people that are like rock stars are going to do this business with or without you. It doesn't matter. But there are a lot of people that are here and they need the step-by-step guide. And I'm telling you, doing it in video space is the best way to do it, because you're not constantly repeating yourself over and over and over again. So that's all I do on that newbie Zoom events. Show them how to enroll a loyal customer. I say, write down 5 people that you know that could live a healthier lifestyle or looking to lose weight, already are living a healthier lifestyle and are athletes. Write down 5 people you know, and write down 5 people that you want to do business with. And I'm going to teach you how to reach out to them. And then I sit on the Zoom and I help them reach out. I help them with scripts. I help them. So I'm usually on newbie Zoom is about 40 minutes. It's very, very quick. And it's like, here, we're going to reach out to people and I'm going to tell you what to say when you reach out. And I'm going to help you when people respond back. And that's because in the beginning, like, as soon as you start this business, you realize it's all about getting to know people and having conversations. And that starts when you find out that people are open. Okay. Did that answer? If you guys want more, I'm going to go through the comments after. I'm going to go through these questions, then and go through the comments and answer them. If you have questions that you want more information on, then just put it in the comments. Do you blitz people about the business? What are some tips you could give to blitz people? So everybody builds this business differently. I primarily work online, so I send messages and that's my blitz, okay? But if I'm out and about and the opportunity presents itself, like, I don't go chasing people around the grocery store. I'm not that person, okay? But if I'm standing at the checkout and there's a mom with her kid there and I'm there with my kid, and I'm going to start a conversation. And I'm going to say, hey, how's it going? Like, how's your day going? I was like, are you just coming home from work? What do you do? Like, when I start asking, here's how you get people to like you. If you have not read How to Win Friends and Influence People, and there's an actual, like, in the digital era, so there's like an extension of that book that was written many, many years ago for online business. But how you get people to like you and do business with you is you ask them all about themselves. You turn the focus on them and you ask and you ask and you ask, and they're going to politely ask back. I never try and close it. Like, I never, my one point of contact in the grocery store could be like, oh my God, we should go for coffee. Like, I'm not going to maybe ask them what they do if the conversation goes that way, but I'm going to introduce myself. Here's my card. And like, hey, let's go for coffee. Let's get our kids together. Let's do that. And then when we go for coffee, we get into more detail and all that. Again, don't try and collapse time. Handing somebody a business card, like, oh, you're a new mom. You should, like, don't be awkward. You should do this business. Like, it doesn't work that way, right? 2 years it took me to wrap my mind around this business. And if you had come up to me, like many people just said, you should do this business. And I'm like, I already run a business. I don't need to do this business. Like, I needed to see what it meant. I needed to have more information. I needed a conversation that was never had. And so that's what I encourage you guys to do with blitzing. You can blitz if you're in a social job, like, absolutely throw it in there, or hand out samples is a really great way to do that. But I don't make it awkward. I have conversations with people when I do that. Daily tasks that are done every day to increase your income, earning potential. Yeah. So here's the deal. I kind of gave you like 52, 10, 10, and 10 rule. I want to think about this because my goals of ambassador and making 50,000 plus a month may not be your goals. Okay. So I don't want to say, this is what I do, because everyone here, if that isn't your goal, you might be like, she's crazy. I'm out. I'm never going to do that. So everybody has different levels of desire or different goals in this business. Often your goals match your confidence level, because you're like, I could make an extra, when I started this business, I can make an extra $200 a month to pay for my products. I can make an extra $500. I can make some, like, my mind and my confidence grew with my goals. So at my level, like, my best piece of advice to you is stop thinking about the bare minimum. Stop freaking thinking about the bare minimum. Start thinking about the goals that you have and what you want out of this life, and then figure out time to do it. I worked all day around the clock as much as I could in the beginning, because I was desperate to make this happen in 8 months. Like, I was like, there's no way I am going back to work with an 8-month-old baby. I had a fire under my butt. Like, there's no way that was going to happen. So I never did the minimum. I never asked, what are your daily, like, I never did that, because I knew what I had my hands on, and I wanted it so bad that I didn't care what it took for me to get it. There were nights that, like most nights actually, my husband would go to work at 7 p.m. I'd put my daughter down at 7:30 as a baby. I would work in front of Netflix. I probably would have accomplished a lot more if I wasn't in front of Netflix, but I worked in front of Netflix until 11:30. She would get up to feed. I'd feed her. I'd work until 2 a.m. I didn't work like crazy all day because it was busy. I'd work until 2 a.m. because if my husband came home at 2:30, he'd be pissed that I was still up and not sleeping. So I worked until I knew I had to go to bed, because he'd be coming home. But I knew that if I put focused time and energy and gave everything that I had into this business, that I could have that life. So what is that life to you? If it's an extra $500 a month, I am a crazy person. Like, who's staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning to do this business, right? So I get that. But I had really big goals that I had to accomplish quickly. So I went all in, and I found space. I found time. I highly regret. I took 40 minutes out of my daughter's first birthday to do a Zoom, because Christina Watts asked me to do a Zoom, and I said I'd do it, and then I couldn't. I felt like I couldn't back out because I have integrity. Would I do that again? Absolutely not. I now have learned to have focused time with my family. I also hop on Zooms with my daughter on my lap, right? Like, that's part of doing this business. But I focus my time with my family when I'm with my family, and I focus my time on business when I'm with my business. There's no such thing as multitasking. I know women, we like to think that we're great multitaskers, but really we're wasting a ton of time worrying about the things we're not doing. I'm just going to give it to you straight, because our mind is going a mile a minute. We're with our kids trying to half-ass something over here, or we're with business trying to half-ass stuff with our kids. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So as soon as you can learn to compartmentalize, if I'm going outside with my daughter, well, sometimes I put my phone on airplane mode because I want to take pictures, but I leave my phone in my office if my daughter wants 15 minutes of my time to play, because really she wants 15 or 20 minutes and then she's on to the next thing. If I'm working in my business, I bought actually, I had what is it called? Hourglass. And I'm old school, man. I'll use an hourglass and have it in front of me. And I put it in front of me so that I'm sending messages the whole time with that hourglass running, so that if I start watching a stupid cat video or something on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my God, this is my messaging time. Like, seriously. I used to wear elastic around my wrist, and every time I caught myself watching a video on Facebook or scrolling, I'd snap the elastic on my wrist and be like, don't do that. Like, you have to. Some people learn faster than others. I am a slow learner. I like to learn by making mistakes, okay? So that was my way of like, wake up. You need to learn how to not scroll and not watch videos and actually do the work. Because we can all trick ourselves into saying, oh, 8 hours a day, we're working this business, but I'm not at Ruby yet. You're not working the business 8 hours a day, dudes. Like, you're not. You got to put the focus time in. And what makes you money? Here's what makes you money. Sending messages, reaching out to new people, getting haps out and following up with all your haps, following up with all the people that you messaged. Those three things, if those are the only things you do all day, Those are the things that make you money. Those are also the 3 things that, hey, drop a 0 in the chat if you're the person that procrastinates those 3 things. Because I'm going to drop a 0 right now. I've learned to do those 3 things first thing in the morning before anything else, because I procrastinate and then I'm up until 3 in the morning doing those things because I didn't do them all day. Whereas I could have done them first thing in the morning and got it out of my system, and then I feel guilt-free. Then I'm like, it's totally cool. The reason we procrastinate those things, fear. Fear because somebody might send a nasty message back. Fear because no one's going to respond and maybe we're not any good at this. Fear because what if they don't? So what if they don't? So what if they don't? And this is a lesson that I've had to learn. If you've never read Go for No, that's a really great book. It's a really, really, really great book. The other book that I really love at this level is Freakishly Effective Social Media for Network Marketers by Ray Higdon. Awesome, awesome, awesome book to help you with your social media, to help you get more reach, to help you gain momentum, to help you gain followers and influence. Is a really great book. But I'm also constantly pouring into my personal development. You want to know what makes you money? It's getting better. It's learning. It's having confidence. It's growing. And that personal development aspect that I used to roll my eyes at because I'm a red and I didn't think it made me any money. Your paycheck starts at your level of confidence and personal development. So personal development, your paycheck or almost never exceeds that level of confidence and growth and striving to move forward. So it's really important that you make time for that every day and listen to books, read books. I'm a listener, so I listen to books, read books, hop on Zooms like this. Thank you so much for being here tonight, because this is part of you growing and learning and listening. Also, getting people on the phone. I get people on the phone all the time, like potential customers, potential distributors. I want them to hear my voice. I want to ask them questions personally. Same thing goes with potential distributors. I want to have a conversation with them about business. I want to find out who they really are. And is this somebody that I actually want to do business with? So getting people on the phone is one of the fastest ways to speed up time instead of doing it all online. So those are kind of my tips and tricks to like making the most money. Because it's so true. It's doing the things that you don't necessarily want to do, but the more you do them, the easier it gets, right? If you're somebody that doesn't do live videos or doesn't get people on the phone, I challenge you to get 5 people on the phone in the next week. And I also challenge you to do a live video for the next 30 days, because that's how I got good, is that I challenged myself to do a live video every single day for 30 days. And by day 8 or day 9, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But the reason I can hop on here without any preparation and just reading questions and doing this and speaking like this, few things, because I do live videos all the time. But you don't know where I came from. You don't know what my background is. You don't know, like so many people start to compare and say, I can't be like her. I can't do what she does. I can't, When you see a leader, you don't know what their background was. I have so many people say, you're so great at public speaking. You're so great at putting yourself out there. Well, I started singing professionally and competitively when I was 7. I started taking lessons when I was 5. I started doing musicals and acting when I was 8. And I continued to do those as I was growing up. Then I got into pageants and I had to do impromptu questions. I had to learn how to interview. I did Toastmasters. These are all parts of the puzzle that came together when I found this business. And so, if you're nervous about public speaking or you're nervous about doing live videos, the only way to get better is by doing them. And if this is a piece of the puzzle that will bring you more business, how badly do you want to hit your goals? Because you don't have to do live videos. You can continue to post and reach out to people. But if you are not creating valuable content and you're not reaching out to people on a daily basis, your business is simply not going to grow. And that's just truthful. So if those are things that scare you, do the personal development, read the books, practice, get out there. We all have to learn new skills. Like, somebody didn't become a surgeon overnight. They did a lot of practice before they got there, right? And by the way, I have looked it up, and as a presidential diamond, I actually make more money than a surgeon. So can you imagine at ambassador? right? That's pretty crazy, especially for a woman. So know that we don't have a glass ceiling here, and whatever you want, you can have. You just have to be willing to do the work. You just have to be willing to get better. You just have to be willing to grow and step outside your comfort zone and do the things that maybe you're uncomfortable doing. I tell you, I'm really uncomfortable doing some of the things that I'm doing right now, but I knew that if I wanted to play big, I had to start stepping outside of my comfort zone. And I surround myself with people that make me do that. I don't surround myself with people anymore. I've actually let a lot of people go that allowed me to be average, that allowed me to settle. One of my best friends I'm in business with, Karen Sayers, and my other best friend, Jenna, she will call me on it. When I lost my Facebook account, most people would be like, it's okay, Christina, don't worry, you'll figure it out. She called me and she's like, stop playing small, man. You've wanted to do a TED Talk, you've wanted to write a book, you've wanted to do all this other stuff. Stop playing small and go for it. And I like, what? I cried. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? And I was like, you're right. Stop being a victim, get out there and start doing the work that you've always wanted to do. And those of you that don't know, I just landed my first TED Talk. So you just have to start putting one foot in front of the other. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know how any of the stuff was going to work. But as soon as I decided, the little pieces of the puzzle started coming together. So let me just see some of these questions. Okay. In the past, which products do you find are the best sellers that mostly keep customers continuing to order versus stopping after the first 3 months? So you want to find a lifestyle product, right? And that really depends on who you are and what your favorite products are, right? I don't think people should live without the greens, the collagen, the hydrate, the keto coffee, keto energy when I'm having a down day. Like, I use all the products. If you're not using them or you haven't tried them, then switch your auto ship every month. If you're not running an auto ship every month, I highly recommend that you run an auto ship every month, because the thing about it is you have to be authentically yourself. If you're not authentically yourself, you're not going to sell anything. Right? If you're not truly trying to help others or sharing your experience or sharing other customers' experiences, you're not going to get anywhere. I am obsessed with the greens. I'm celiac. I have tons of stomach issues. I have not had those issues since drinking the greens. I'm obsessed with the collagen. So is my daughter. She asks for it daily. Like, Mommy, can I have collagen? She's 3.5. Yeah, I'll give you collagen versus juice. 100%. Yes. You know, it's finding the things that you are passionate about and want to talk about, and then showing people, checking in with them. What a lot of people don't understand is that them continuing to order after their first 3 months is really up to you. When you sign a loyal customer, most people think, oh, my follow-up is done. Your relationship with that person is just beginning that day. So you need to follow up in 10 days and see if they got their product. You need to follow up a week after that and see if they're taking it. You need to remind them to be consistent monthly sometimes until they start taking it, because you want them to get their results. Having a customer care group is really a huge benefit, because you throw them in there and they get reminders every day of before and afters and all the results people are getting. People are excited to get their products. So that's a really great thing that you might consider putting together with your leaders. But I highly recommend having your own personal results and the things that you absolutely love, and that's what you share. And then checking in with your customers, saying, how's it going? How are you feeling? How are your results? Oh, you're not losing the weight that you want. Maybe we should add something, because, this is a lifestyle shift. This is not just pick a product, buy a product. This is it. Take a pill. Like, I don't believe in that. I believe that we need to give people the tools that they need to make a healthy life decision, so they don't just fall backwards again after 90 days. It's our job to do that. It's our job to care enough to do that. So make sure that you're checking with your loyal customers, and if they aren't ordering after their first 3 months, it's probably because you haven't kept in touch and you haven't been asking them how things are going, and you haven't taken them on and under your wing. Have you found any certain time frames in the day or nights that get the most attraction? Early morning, blah, blah, blah. Some feel like certain gaps of time during the day is dead zone, no activity. It totally depends on who is following you. And the best way to see that is if you have a business page, you can actually see insights. If you don't, in your messenger, when you clear out the people, like hold on just a sec. What is happening here? I'm trying to clear this out. Why is this not working right now? Of course it's not working, because I'm trying to show you. But usually at the bottom, your little messenger guy, right now it has 3 because there's 3 people that just added me. But when you clear that, you can see how many people are online. So that will give you an indication of, like, I find that the people that are following me are offline after 10 p.m. I don't really have any. I have like under 100 people that are online. Dinner time, lunchtime, 9 a.m., like through the day, because of Eastern time zone and Pacific time zone, like that's the best time for me to post. But if you're not getting engagement on your posts, it's probably because you're not engaging. Facebook is changing their algorithm so quickly that you have to be somebody that is engaging with others. Like, why would people, you have to think, why would people come to my Facebook page? Why would they come back? What kind of value am I providing? They'll come back and follow me. And if you're not commenting or messaging or engaging with stories 5 to 10 minutes before every post and 5 to 10 minutes afterwards, you're not getting exposure on a news feed. It's not coming up in people's news feeds, even if you're friends with them. So you have to think of your Facebook page like a blog, and the content that you're putting in there every day, even if you're just posting every day, it's just content like a blog. And so when you've messaged somebody, they're going to go to your page and see your blog content. When you are engaging with people on social media, commenting on their stuff, they're going to be like, who's this person? And they're going to check and go to your page and see the content, right? You're not using attraction marketing through your posts. Like, you're not getting the following unless you've created massive momentum, you've got massive followers, right? Like, at this stage in the game, it's more important to love the people that love up on you, even if they're your team members, to show Facebook that you are kind and caring about the people that are already following you or engaging with you. But that's a big reason why people don't see a lot of engagement now. And the other thing I need to say is that I didn't have anybody like my business posts, like nobody liked my business posts until I was Double Diamond, except for my mom. My mom liked them, but like nobody else did. Literally until I started making $5,000 or $6,000 a month, nobody liked anything that I was doing. Probably because I wasn't posting very well. Probably because I didn't know how to post and it was spammy, or it was the way that I learned to post was a bit braggy, and I'm not that way, so it didn't come across as authentic. It was super awkward. And like a year into my business, a lot of my friends were like, oh, you really have come into your own. It seems like you again, it seems like you. And I think I turned off a lot of people that way by trying to be somebody else and not being myself. How do you fit in work when you have a super busy day plan? Okay. You are going to have a busy life. You're going to have some days that are busier than others. It is okay to have a low production day. It's not okay to have a no production day, because no production day turns into no production day. It's just like going to the gym, right? Like, I'll go tomorrow. I'll go the next day. I'll go in a week, right? That won't get you any of the results. Neither does buying a gym membership if you don't go, right? If you don't show up at the gym 3 times a week or more, you're not going to get the results that you want. So think of it that way. Some days are going to be better than others. Some days are not going to be as high production. But again, on those days, those are the days that I do the 52, 10, 10, and 10 rule. And I either get up early, stay up late, or I say to my husband, hey, I need an hour of time right now that I don't have our daughter, that I don't have to do anything. Like, I need this time for my business, and I ask for help. That's the honest truth. I usually, if I don't have a really busy day, it's me staying up an hour later than everybody else, because I won't go to bed without doing it, because I have an incessant drive to hit my goals. Whether they happen when I think they are or they don't, that's okay, but I just keep going. Uh, 5-day posting schedule online. Yes, that's a really great way to like have a schedule or have a list. Again, making a task list, I always write a list of to-dos for the next day, the things that I want to do, whether it's a live in my team page, whether it's checking in with my leaders, whether it is messaging, whether it is like whatever it is, I always have a list the night before, because then I can just check it off and I stop. It's a huge time saver. I'm happy that it's really, really helpful. MLM crackdown on Well, see, I don't post about It Works on my page. I don't post about It Works because I mean, you can go to my page. I post about the business. I post about living healthy. I post about the benefits of the products, but you'll never like once or twice a year. You know, the last time I think I posted about it was because of the Gives Back Award, but I really don't post about It Works because there's so many companies out there. I want to have a conversation with somebody before they close their mind. And I know that because I was the person that closed my mind before I had a conversation. So I don't really post about the company. I don't post before and afters. It's fine to post them in your stories if they're going to disappear, but I don't post about that stuff. And it's not great for attraction marketing either. And that's kind of the way that things are going. There's a lot of different things that are going on. I'm like, what do I want to bring up with you? Because there's a lot of different things that are going on with Facebook. Obviously, I've extensively researched that because I lost my account and subsequently I'm on Zoom right now so I can talk about it, but I won't even talk about this on a live video because they're scanning everything with bots. I said the other day, mumbled on a live video the other day, well, Facebook shut down my first account and blah, blah, blah. And later that day, my personal and my business account both got shut down disabled for a few hours. So you have to be really careful with what you say. I am part of a mastermind group that we bounce all this stuff off of each other. I think that I also hired a marketing agent that has a connection with a Facebook exec, so I get a little bit of the inside scoop because as a leader, I feel like, you know, it's our job to be up on that and be ahead of the curve. I think messaging is really great, but if you're like going to mass message 100 people like I used to, you're going to get blocked. I think that using text replacement is smarter than copy and paste. If you don't know text replacement, just Google what text replacement is on your phone because every phone is different. And it shows as if you've written the message as opposed to copy and paste. I think that it's an interesting time. I think that we're all going to have to pivot at some point, and that videos are a lot safer sometimes than posts. But like, again, creating curiosity, because Messenger and WhatsApp are totally fine to have any conversation, health-wise, all that kind of stuff. But putting it on your Facebook page and in your feed is where you're going to come into trouble. Exaggerating health claims, they're cracking down on that. Also, being compliant within groups is really important. I'm like trying to think of all the things right now, but I think that if, you know, the only time that you're really going to run into trouble is if you're like doing mass action. So mass adding. So maybe you add 25 people on Facebook and 25 people on Instagram, then 25 people on Facebook and 25 people on Instagram. You just kind of do a little bit of both. And same with messaging. Like I'll message 25 people on Instagram, then I'll go message 25 people on Facebook, and then I'll go back and forth so that I don't get blocked. You use different devices. If your account has been disabled already, I highly recommend that you call your service provider and change your IP address. It's just a quick phone call. Just change your IP address at home. But it's going to be common. Guys, we're using a free platform that we don't pay for to run a business. We don't own that platform. Use your app. Get people offline, get them offline as soon as you can. As soon as you meet them, get their phone number, get their email address. So it's really important that you do those things and build the relationship after you find out if they're open. I wouldn't put It Works stuff. I don't say that I'm an It Works distributor. I don't put It Works posts on my page. I'd rather create curiosity and have people reach out and say, what do you do? Right? Like that's what I want. I want people to say, what do you do? Or what's that thing you take to give you more energy during the day? I'm exhausted. That's what my goal is. Are there a great personal result group? I know that there is like a posting group. If you're not part of like a posting group, that there is one that I can share with you, Natasha, to share with your team. I know that It Works has tons on Pinterest, has tons on Instagram, has tons on their Facebook page, so you can use those. Do you guys have any other questions for me? You can unmute yourself if you do. Feel like I just word vomited all over you. I'm sorry.
I just have a question.
Hey, Kim.
Probably easier than trying to text it. Hi.
Sure.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Sorry for the interruptions here. We got a little 3-year-old running.
I get it. Mine's over there. The door's locked.
The 52 10 10 10 rule or theory that you have, do you like have that written down somewhere where we can kind of like go to it? Because I missed some of it.
Yeah. So I'll say it again, and then I'm going to give you the recording for this. But I add 50 people. So I add 50 people to either one of my networks. Did I just lose? Okay, she's not here. I add 50 people.
Sorry.
I do 2 quality posts a day. I reach out to 10 new people about asking about the business. I reach out to 10 new people, usually about HAPs or following up from a post or story that I've done about products. So there's 20 people right there. And then I follow up with 10 people. Cool.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else? You're welcome. Don't be scared. I'll be honest.
Hi, Christina.
Hey,
I'm Jen. How are you?
nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. We've talked before on different Zooms or whatnot, but anyhow, well, I wanted to say thank you for doing this because I know it's probably an hour's time frame, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to say thank you for doing this before we get cut off. Natasha really put some effort into getting this all put together. So I just wanted to say thank you. But yes, so advice. I have literally 2.5 years worth of It Works posts. Do you really think I should go delete them all?
I don't. I really don't. I'd probably go back and delete like a few in the last week or so, but people are not scrolling back 2 years. Just start now. That's the same thing. Like I really messed around with Instagram for a while and had different platforms and different things that I wanted to do on Instagram. Just start now. Like just honestly, like get rid of any of the maybe before and afters in the last month, but you don't need, no, really, it's just a waste of time.
Okay. And Instagram, how do you find Instagram? I'm new to Instagram. I'm now at like, I don't know, 63 posts or something. So I'm still pretty new. And I'm at 1,100 or so friends.
Yep.
So it's getting there, but what are your thoughts on Instagram and how do you go about Instagram? Like you just messaged the IGTV?
So what I do is I repurpose my Facebook video on IGTV, which is a separate app. Even though the app is separate, it'll still post on your Instagram page, but it's meant for video. So I do that. And then I also try and do quality posts on there as well, but stories are more important. Like stories are a lot more important. So I try and do my stories, try and do engagement in my stories, ask questions, do polls, all that kind of stuff. And then, it's the same thing reaching out to people. Like it's literally the same thing as Facebook on Instagram. Most people overthink it. They're like, I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, no, it's the same thing. Send the same messages to the same people that are commenting on your posts, loving your posts, watching your videos because you get a list of them, right? And it gives you something to do because your stories are only around for 24 hours. So like every morning I get up and I'm like, hey, who haven't I messaged that have watched my stories? I just go through that list. And so it's kind of a rotating thing that does it for you. And then if I don't have anybody new on my stories, then I go to my followers and I like literally scroll down like you would do the alphabet with Facebook through your friends list. I literally go through my followers and anybody that's following me, I send a message to.
Okay.
And HAPs work the same way too on there.
Yeah, that's a new thing, doing host posts on stories. So
yeah, you can do it. You can do it a couple of different ways. And like, I'll give people, if they want a story hap, I'll give them 3 things. And usually it's hair, skin, and nails because it's like hair models wanted, do you want longer, thicker hair? Message me and like have like the little question box. So it's a little bit more effort for the person that's hosting it, but a lot of people, I'll just send them like a picture of coffee and do the keto coffee host a post, right? And then they post a picture of coffee on their Instagram. So it's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
We
to know.
we often overcomplicate everything, whereas we just have to go back to the basics, and the 3 things that make you money are reaching out to new people, adding to your network, and following up. Like, it's really that simple, but we overcomplicate. We try to find a better way. And it does, like 3.5 years in, it gets a bit mundane. Like, sure, it gets mundane, but you never know whose life you're going to change. You never know. Like, I think about how different our life would be. Like, I could cry and imagine if I didn't do this, if I didn't take a chance, if I didn't. And every time I hesitate to send messages, I think, what if I didn't? And that feeling that I get right here is like, oh my God, I got to go help somebody else. I got to go bring somebody else in. I got to get somebody else to try the greens. I got to get another mama to try the wraps. They got to try the keto coffee, and that feeling is what motivates me to move forward. But I have to remind myself of that because I procrastinate like everybody else. And I think it's important that I tell people that, because just because I'm at a certain level doesn't mean that I don't do the stuff. I always do the stuff because I lead from the front for my team. And I don't expect them to do anything I'm not willing to do. But number 2, that like, I still do it. I still get up and do the same things, and I still have that fear, or I still have that like, hesitation or procrastination or whatever. I still have that thing that I have to get over every single day. And that's normal. Like, that's totally normal. So set an alarm on your phone, take 15 minutes and do the work, and then have the rest of your day free. Don't be held prisoner to your business when you got kids at home or you want to live your life. Like, don't do that. You don't have to.
All right. Wow. I've learned a lot today.
Good. That's the whole point. I'm so happy that this is valuable to you.
Yes, you're great. Oh, the TED Talk. Fill us in on TED Talk.
Okay. So interestingly enough, I said no to one because the video production was terrible. But I just got accepted for my second one in Grand Prairie. There's one October 6th. And ironically, I'd applied and had an interview for that one. But I said to my husband 2 days ago, I was like, I really don't think that I'm going to be ready for that. Like, to have it memorized and like really nail it. So they messaged me and they said, we've accepted you, but we loved your interview. We want you for the spring. So I think I'm going to put it on the back burner because our company's got so much coming up right now that I really want to go all in and really take advantage of what's happening this fall. So I think what I'm going to do is just wait for the spring one, but I'm doing it on, the title is Wonder Women, Secret Superpowers of a Stay-at-Home Mom. Because I really believe that you can have it all. I believe that you can have a stay-at-home family. I believe that you can, like, raising conscious kids. I believe that you can have a thriving career and feel motivated and confident. And like, I'm business driven, right? So like, I get to be myself and be a stay-at-home mom. So I truly believe that. I believe that you can have your personal freedom. Both my husband and I have the freedom to go away, do our own things. Like, we take time and space for ourselves with our own friends and each other without the baby. And I also believe that you can make a massive impact. You can, because you've got leverage. You've got more that you could ever, like, we made more now than we ever could before, which means that I can give back more than I ever could before. And I really, truly believe in that. The more you have, the more you have to give. So I'm really excited to do that. I think that it's a really great way to show the positive side of network marketing without mentioning it, and just showing people that the options that are out there. And to be honest, our kids, they don't listen to what we say. Like, they don't listen to anything that we say. They watch everything that we do. They watch everything that we do. And I'm watching my daughter turn into a little leader. I'm watching her blossom with confidence. I'm watching her do the things that I want her to carry through to her adult life. And in turn, she watches me fail. She watches me, she watches the struggle. We talk about it. All these little things. We teach them communication. We teach them all that stuff. What we're actually creating is conscious kids that want to live purpose-driven lives that will create an impact. And that's the secret superpower, is the fact that we're creating, by following our passions and following our goals and following our dreams, that's what we're creating as an example for our children. And that's what will change the game in the next generation. So I'm pumped. Do you guys have any more? I'm gonna let you go. I have room for one more question if you have it. If you don't, that's totally cool.
I think I'm good. That was awesome. Cool. You just pumped me up there.
Awesome. Jennifer, I feel like I have met you before. It's just so dark. I can't really tell. I totally feel like I've seen you before.
Yes, yes. I'm in my truck right now. I'm actually camping in New Brunswick.
That is commitment. And I really admire your commitment to your business, because there's a lot of people out there that would be like, I'm camping, I can't make it. There's so many people that would do that. So I really admire your commitment.
Yeah, I'm just in my truck. That's why the light keeps going out. It shuts off.
That's so funny. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hour of your night away from your kids, away from your families, away from everything, to pour into yourself and to grow your business, because that's how we all rise together, right? I want to give you everything that you need to succeed. And thank you, Natasha, so much for having me. I really appreciate you and reaching out.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You guys have a great night. Okay, if you have any questions that come up
Can
later,
you
please
see
feel
the
free.
bonfire?
Oh, I love it. I want a bonfire tonight. Maybe I'll
Can
ask
you
my
see the
husband.
Just rub it in, Jen. Just rub it in.
You know what, Natasha? I said to my husband early on in our relationship, I needed more bonfires and more stars, and that's exactly what we have on our property now. So just put it out there, write it down. You never know how it's going to manifest, but I'm telling you, when you have goals like that, it just happens.
I've been camping.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Judy.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.